All right, so today we're going to talk about evaluating. This is the day that many of you have been waiting for because today you're actually going to get a number answer. So that's going to be exciting for you. The definitions on the front of your foldable have several things, but the only one we're looking at today is the first one where it says evaluate. So if you'll highlight that one somehow, it says to evaluate an expression means to plug in the number where the variable is and solve the problem. That's what they mean when they say evaluate. It means plug in the number. Okay, that plug in part is important because you need to write that part down. We'll talk more about that in just a minute. So evaluate simply means they're going to say A equals something, and you are going to plug that number in wherever you see an A. That's really all it is. All right, so we're going to do these examples out loud. If you're still framing your thing, if you'll stop and just look up here, because this is important. Like I said, I think this is the point where the last class thought, oh, I don't need to listen because this is so easy, and then they didn't understand. All right, so this is a case where they're telling us what A and B equals. Now remember, A and B do not always equal the same thing. They're going to be different in every problem that you work, just about. And sometimes they'll change for the same problem. And we'll get more into that later. Actually, you'll probably get into that in higher grades. We don't do much of that here. But in this case, they're telling us A equals what number? 5. And B equals 10. That means wherever you see an A, you're going to plug in the number 5. And wherever you see a B, you're going to plug in the number 10. It's that simple. And then after that, we're just going to follow order of operations. So these are not in your notes anywhere. These are out loud, so just focus with me. So A is 5. So under this one, the first one, I'm going to plug in the number 5. And then it has a plus sign. And B, which is 10, right? So what is 5 plus 10?
15.
Okay? That's it. That's the whole process. So let's look at the second one. We have B minus A. What is B? 10. A is 5. 10 minus 5 is? 5. Wait till I ask, okay? I'm glad you know, but wait till I ask. Now, what does this one right here mean?
Multiply.
Means we're going to multiply, right? Because they're next to each other. So we have A times B. So A is 5. And remember, I can't write that, right? Because that looks like 510. And it's not adding. A few people want to add that. It is times because two numbers next to each, or two letters next to each other mean multiply. So it's 5 times 10, which is 50. Now your last one is a what kind of problem? Division. It's a fraction, right? But it's a division problem. So let's do 5 over 10, right? Because that's what it is. Now, we've got to go back to our fractions. Go back, think about what we did in fractions. So when we had this, we could simplify it. Do we divide the bottom into the top on this one? No. Not to simplify it. If we were making it into a decimal, we could. But to simplify it, we're not going to do that. Instead, we're going to make the cake. Very good, the cake. Now, remember, you don't have to make the cake that way. I mean, you don't have to make the cake to reduce. It's just the way that I do it. So 5 goes into 5 one time. 5 goes into 10 two times. So our reduced fraction is 1/2. All right, now look in your foldable on the inside. You'll see this at the top. Top left-hand side. Okay, so it says insert the number given and solve the problem. Solve each equation for what does A equal? 2. So go ahead and circle those so you know what they are. Or highlight them, whichever you prefer. So A is going to be 2. Everywhere we see an A, we're going to put in the number 2. What are we going to put in for B? 8. And C is going to be 10. Now, look. The next part is the most important part of today. I want to see you plug the numbers in. So for the first one, let's do it. We have A, which is 2. Plus A, which is 2 times 8. Good. Remember, don't forget that times sign. Can't put them next to each other. And then we're just going to follow order of operations. So 2 times 8 is
16.
2 plus 16 is
18.
18, and that's our final answer. Okay? Let's go ahead and do number 2 together. So we have A, what goes on between A and C? Multiply, because it's A next to C, right? So we're going to write that down. A, which is 2, times C, which is 10, over what number? A, which is 2. 2, good. Okay, follow order of operations. 2 times 10 is
20.
over 2. What is that when we simplify it?
10.
It's just 10. Okay? See how it works? Okay, let's look at 3. 3 has an exponent in it, but we're just going to plug in just like it is. Don't change anything until you plug the numbers in. So C is 10, B is 8. So we have 10 minus 8, and then we have our exponent on the outside. 10 minus 8 is 2. So we do what's inside parentheses first. Remember, that's the order of operations. Squared. What is 2 squared?
4.
4. Okay? And then we have our last one. We have 5. So I'm just recopying it the first time, just putting numbers in. 2 times what, C? 10. Minus B is 8. And so remember, when we have 2 things inside parentheses, we follow order of operations. So which one goes first? 2 times 10. 2 times 10 is 20. Minus 8. We still have to work inside the parentheses. 20 minus 8 is 12. And now we have 5 times 12, right? Because a number next to parentheses means multiply. 5 times 12 is 60. So our final answer is 60. Right underneath that box that you were just in, look for this. These are really the steps to solving the word problems that have to do with evaluate, okay? So the first thing says, answer these questions. First question is, what is the equation? So they're going to give you an equation, or they're going to give you an expression. It may not have an equal sign, which I know you don't really know exactly the difference between those two, which is okay. But they're going to give you something. And then you just have to figure out what number you're going to substitute or plug in. Okay, so let's do an example. Okay, this is in your notes. It says, the expression 12x plus 3 gives the cost of buying what? X DVDs. That means X stands for the number of? Wait. The number of DVDs, right? X stands for the number of DVDs because it says this expression gives the cost of buying this number of DVDs from Movie Mania. How much does it cost to buy how many? 4 DVDs. So our questions were first, what is the equation? So the equation is 12x plus 3. And X stands for the number of DVDs, and the number of DVDs is 4. So where X is, we're going to put 4. So 12 times 4 plus 3. And then it looks just like the problems from yesterday. So 12 times 4 is 48 plus 3. 48 plus 3 is 51. So it costs $51 to buy 4 DVDs from Movie Mania. Okay, so we have Jessica works at Pizza Hut. She makes how much a day? $20 a day, plus what? 75 cents for every pizza she sells. So she earns, look, there's the equation. Circle it. That's our equation. That's our first step, is find our equation. And then it says, how much will she earn if she sells 6 pizzas? So 6 is the number we're going to substitute in. And I want to talk about that for just a second. Notice that there are 3 numbers here, right? We got 20, 75 cents, and 6. But notice that 20 and 75 cents have already been used. So the one that's left over is the one we need. Okay? So we're going to put in 6 where it says the number of pizzas. So we're going to write the equation first, 0.75x plus 20. And where x is, we're going to put in 6. Okay? And now we have to follow that order of operations. So 0.75 times 6. I'm just going to tell you the answer is 450. You can work that out and you'll have to on yours, but I'll just tell you to make it faster. Plus 20. 470. So we have 20 plus 450.
$24.50.
So it's $24.50. Careful about that decimal. Okay?